Good morning, everybody. Joe Chat here. Happy Friday to everybody. I don't know how the weather is where you guys are at, but right now here in Tampa, Florida, it's normally sunny Tampa, Florida, but it's kind of rainy and ugly, overcast. We're supposed to have a little cold front coming in. So, believe it or not, today probably is a great day to be knocking on doors because sometimes people can't go to work because they work outside. I was riding with my son probably about 3 weeks ago, and we went to a house, and the gentleman said he was home because of the fact the weather was kind of bad. So when the weather's bad, look at it as an opportunity. When the holidays come in, look at it as an opportunity to either visit with people you can't get a hold of, or to at least make an appointment so when they're not at work, you can set something up. People got these weird, not weird, they have these unique work schedules. Back in the day, you used to work from 8 to 5, then they work from 3 to 11. Yet today, sometimes people are working one job, two jobs, or we got a lot of one-leggers, so we kind of go over and above the call of duty to try to find people. So, with that said, let's jump into the call. Today I want to talk about cross-selling. And the reason I feel that's a very important situation or topic is because when do you think about doing cross-selling? Well, Joe, I only do final expense. I really don't know what else to cross-sell about. Well, what we want to do, we want to kind of expand your horizons. We want you to understand that we have more stuff for you to offer other than final expense. Back in the heyday, that's all I did was final expense, started doing mortgage protection, went into final expense, and then I started thinking, I need to generate more money. I want different streams of income. So when you look at cross-selling as different streams of income, what it's going to do is that it's going to motivate you to want to learn other topics and other things to be able to speak about with people, because they may send that card in either not knowing it's final expense, or they think they're going to get something for free, or who knows why they send the card in. Yet, when you're there and the thought mentality comes into your mind, I can make money on other products, I need to at least try. So step one today is to write down all of the things you can do with your license. If you have just a life license, let me kind of tell you what you can do. You can do final expense, you can do life insurance, you can do mortgage protection, you can do an accidental program, you can do an accidental rider with somebody, you can do an annuity for that person. So that's just with that one license. Now you throw in the health insurance, Medicare Advantage, Medicare Sup, Part D. There's a lot more stuff that you can do, so when you're speaking with people, you're able to discuss more things. So if you run into, I don't need this, well, let's go over these other two topics we had talked about. Now, when is the correct time to talk about cross-selling? When do you bring it up? Do you bring it up right in the beginning? Do you do it during your warm-up? Do you do it in the middle of your presentation, at the cool down, when you're leaving, when you're delivering the policy? When is the proper time to kind of introduce to them you're not a one-trick pony agent? You got more things to offer. My style is, when I go to a home, I'm going to introduce myself. Recently you sent this card in, want some information, don't tell them what the information is about, yet have it highlighted on the lead, final expense, burial program, how to qualify. So what I do is I give it to them, because a lot of times people send the card in, want the information on what I have highlighted, yet they may have been thinking about something else. Somebody might have been speaking about something else. They thought it was about something else and they sent it in. But yet, if you tell them it's only about final expense, they may say, well, I don't need final expense, and you've blown the lead. Yet if you just hand them the lead and say, I'm here to give you the information that you requested, do you remember why you sent the card in? They may sit and tell you, well, Joe, I was kind of thinking about, I really don't know what I sent it in. My instant response would be, I wouldn't have expected you to answer any differently. A lot of times people send these cards in, some remember, some don't, no big deal. My job here today is to kind of like help you try to remember and then figure out something that is fittable for you and your family. Now, When I'm visiting with somebody, I first want to break the ice, as we spoke about yesterday, of how to make a smooth presentation. And the only way anybody can do anything better in life is that you have to have your ups and your downs, your trials and your errors. You got to totally mess up. Because when I hear somebody say, Joe, I never mess up, I never make no mistakes, well, in my opinion, you're never going to get better. You got to mess up to where you learn from your mistakes to get better. So what I'm going to recommend you guys to do is to start practicing more about cross-selling. Write down the different things that you do. You think about it, just with a life license that you go talk to somebody about filing expense, burial program, cremation, life insurance, filing expense. You got at least 4 or 5 topics with just that one life insurance license you have. I want to get to know the person. I want them to like me. You only get a couple seconds for them to like you. So you got to learn a little bit about rapport. How do you build rapport with somebody? How do you make them like you? Well, I don't think you can really make somebody like you. It's the way you come across. It's the way you speak with people. It's how genuine you sound, how sincere you come across, the type of compassion you have when you're speaking with them, or you listening to them. These are the things that are going to allow them to sit and say, I like him. I like her. Think about what I'm saying there, because that's going to make it a lot easier to make a presentation and make a sale, and also to give you the avenue to at least start talking about more than just one topic. I feel that when you're visiting with somebody, you got to get a feel of the person. Because I know for a fact, if I go to 10 houses, out of those 10 houses, I know 5 people are going to be totally different. One's going to talk very slow. One's going to talk very fast. One's going to be out in left field. One's going to be just totally whacked. And the other's going to be very intelligent. And the others kind of fall somewhere there in between. So you, as a professional who have done this before, wants to get better, trial and error. They're talking slow, you talk slow. They're talking fast, you talk fast. They're talking wacky, you're not going to talk wacky, but yet you're not going to speak to them with a very intelligent tone of voice, because what happens, you may intimidate them, and they may think that you're better than them. So we always got to make ourselves be at the same playing field when we're speaking with somebody, to make them feel that we are there with them, for them, to help them, and we don't feel we're no better. Now, whenever I go into a home and I do my warm-up, hello, how you doing, a little bit about me, how are you doing, find out the reasons why they sent the card in. From there, now I'm going to tell them, let me kind of explain to you what we're going to do today, to where you have some focus on where we're going to be going. I said, I'm going to draw you a picture of everything that needs to be done. I'm going to get some personal information from you. I'm going to ask you some height, weight questions, some information about your health, your medication, and whatever you and I speak about is between you and I. And when you send this card in, you said you sent it in, want some information about filing expense or Medicare Advantage, whatever the lead may be. I'm also here to talk about some other things that were also on the card. There's nothing else on the card, but yet you're going to tell them there's something else on the card to give you the opportunity to offer more products, to do a little cross-selling. So if you're not interested in the first thing, you got something else to fall back on. We're going to sit and talk about the final expense program you sent the card in. We also talk a little bit about Medicare Advantage. Throughout the year, if they got a chronic illness, you can change that. If you got a Medicare supplement, you can change the Medicare supplement. You can't change the Part D after December 7th. We can talk about a hospital indemnity plan. We can talk about the riders. We can talk about an accidental program. So I want you guys to pick out 4 different topics that you feel comfortable about speaking about today. Here's some easy ones. Accidental life insurance, that's very simple. Additional life insurance, insurance for your children or grandchildren, and the reason why you're there to see them. Write those 4 things down and go over those 4 things and tell them this is what we're going to talk about. Now, when you're speaking with them, I've been asked, well, Joe, which one do I talk about first? That's going to be your call. If you're talking about accidental insurance and that's the last one, they say, oh really, what's that all about? I'm not going to tell you, well, let me table that till the end because that's the fourth one I discussed. Let me talk to you about final expense. I would recommend you to talk about that because now you have their interest. You've actually got your hook in them. So what you want to do, you want to keep that hook in them and you want to start bringing it back real slow to where you can get them more into your quicksand. You're dragging them into your web. And the only way to do that is that you got to have their heart and mind and soul and their attention with you so you can have a conversation with them where you can answer the questions they want about accidental life insurance. We've got a lot more agents selling that who working in the field. Some of the parents that they're dealing with have children who drive Uber Eats, they do Link. They're doing some type of work to generate additional income, and it's a very easy sell. It's kind of like almost is there, it's so inexpensive. In Florida, the only one I can think of right now off the top of my head is Gerber. In Florida, you can only do up to 100,000. They've got other states where it goes up to 250. Other carriers got different limits. With Gerber, $50,000 is $4.80 a month. For 100,000, it's $9.79 a month. So when you're speaking to somebody about that, have those two numbers. Just pick the two numbers out. Granted, each state, it's not say they're like there's 5 different regions they have it. So each region has got different prices. So pick out the one you want. Learn the one for 50. Learn the one for 100. So you can start throwing it out to them. So it's so inexpensive. You can get $100,000 for like a little bit over 30 cents a day to give you peace of mind that if something happens, you're always on the road. You've got some extra coverage. Commission's not great, but yet what you're doing is that you're making a sale. You're generating some revenue. You're paying for your lead. You've opened the house up to where now they know you, they trust you, they like you, you wrote an application. Take a step back. Don't be an animal and start jumping on because I made one sale, I'm going to make 5 more sales. Mentality is that, yet your actions are what can hurt you and what can help you. So I'm going to tell you, tap those brakes, go a little slower, take a soft step forward, take a couple steps backward to find out exactly where they're going. Now, let's sit and say you go to a house and you're talking about the 4 topics. And you get into final expense and they say, nope, I don't want final expense, Joe. Just don't believe in it. Joe, I got money in my savings account I didn't tell you about. Joe, my kids are going to pay for it. Joe, I got something I just remembered right now. It's amazing how amnesia works. So you say, no problem. Yes, I totally understand. Yet when you sent this card in, there are some other topics you wanted to talk about. So let me kind of go over these other things with you because I know you're kind of busy. And right now, who do you have your health insurance with? Well, I've got it with United Healthcare. Are you happy with their plan? Are you happy with their co-pays? Are you happy with their gym membership? Are you on the plan where you can get some give back money? Because here in Florida, in Tampa, on the Medicare Advantage with their PPO, you get $40 a month from them, okay? And with the other one, you get $80 on their Medicare Advantage simplified issue, their Medicare Advantage HMO, okay? So by knowing these little itty bitty things about each carrier that you can learn from Medicare.gov, you can make yourself like a little spreadsheet, a little cheat sheet, Humana, Aetna, United, WellCare, whichever one's in your area, and write down primary care specialist, prescription costs, is there a gym plan, are there any give backs, is there any Part B give backs? So you can pull out your cheat sheet and say, Matthew, you know something? Yep. This one has a chronic program, this one does not have a chronic program. The more information you have that gives you the fuel to where you can discuss more with somebody and let them feel that you've got your A game on, it's going to help you make sales. I don't want any final expense, Joe. A little bit too expensive. I don't want to spend that money there. Say, I totally understand. Why don't we sit and talk about something that's a little bit less expensive, what a lot of clients are going with because they're always don't know what's going to happen. Right now on your Medicare Advantage plan I see you have United Healthcare. And United Healthcare has a $5,500 annual deductible. You have $5,500 of an annual deductible if, God forbid, you were to get sick, if you were to get cancer, if you're to be confined to a hospital, if you had to go back to the hospital, do you have that? No, I don't. So let me kind of talk to you about this hospital indemnity plan. You can make some little small baby payments. So if something does happen, we can work out a program that will pay part of your deductible, all of your deductible, so as to give you a little bit of peace of mind. So if something does happen to you, since you got that taken care of, or that's something you don't want to do right now, let's talk about something that fits within your budget to where we can at least address and take care of one thing today. No, Joe, I don't want to do that there. It's just, no, I don't want to spend no money today. I got a bill I got to pay with my Visa bill, or I owe money. They come up with some cockamanian story. Go into an accidental program. Let me kind of tell you, a lot of people want to get some type of coverage. They want to have some type of peace of mind. A lot of clients I've got, what they're doing now is that since they do want the filing expense, they do want the hospital indemnity plan, but at the present time it's a little bit too expensive for them. And what they're doing is they're taking something that's a little bit of a smaller payment, working it into their budget, and they're having some type of coverage, so in case something happens to them accidental, going to and from the grocery store. You say you live here in Tampa and your daughter lives in Orlando, that's an hour and a half drive. You never know what may happen, so people saying, let me get like a little small accidental policy. Always think about, is something's better for you? If you can't afford that, let me show you something else. If that's something else you can't afford, let me show you something a little bit less expensive. If the less expensive doesn't work, let me kind of show you something that's going to give you peace of mind. Let me kind of show you some different options for you, so at least today you got some ammunition, so you got something to think about. Now, before you leave the house, you're going to try to get them to pick something from you. Yet, if there's some people that don't want to buy. There's some people that know they need it, they've got the money, but they just can't justify getting the money from their pocket and putting it in your pocket. And a lot of times that can be just their personality. It's not you. It can be that they just don't believe in it. That's them. That's not you. But I'm going to give that probably about a 35 to 50% possibility of the reasons why they don't. I think the other 50 to 65% is they don't trust you. They don't feel comfortable with you. You haven't come across with them to where they feel that little good fuzzy feeling in their stomach. There's something about you that they just don't like or they can't figure out. This is why I recommend agents to record themselves. Get your phone, put it upside down, hit voice record. Listen to what you sound like. Listen to the words you use. Revisit how you deliver certain phrases and words. The type of words that you use. Are you mimicking their speed, fast or slow, high or low? And the only way for you to move that trust meter closer to you is you need to grade yourself. If you're out there by yourself, it's kind of hard to sit back in the car and visualize what you've done. I actually would love to go into a house and have a camera in four corners to analyze me on what I'm doing. Now I know for a fact I can't sit still. I'm always touching my face, I'm touching my eyebrow, I'm touching my nose, pulling my shirt up, because that's me. And if I try to stop that, it messes with me. So what I do when I'm in a home, I hit a switch. I say, calm down, big boy. Slow down. You're doing too much movement. You're doing too much of this, too much of that there. So when I'm in a house, I'm there to make money. So my brain has already been told time and time again, cool it, big boy. Relax, because you're not going to make no money. Now when I'm on these calls with you guys, I'm all over the place. Because I'm standing up, I drink about 90 cups of coffee, I get excited what I do, I want to come across and help you guys out. I want you to review the products you have. I want you to make a list of what you can offer and talk to somebody about. Joe, I don't really know much about accidental life insurance. Google it, find out about it. Go to the carrier that you have that has accidental, learn about it. Joe, I really don't know much about hospital indemnity plans. Sign up for a carrier. Jay will send you the paperwork. From there, we got Matt, who's our consultant, who'll be on the call, I think, the week after next to go over with you again to where you can learn about it. It's something to give yourself to talk about with somebody. Once you make your first sale, okay, you're going to say, wasn't that hard. Once you know the base foundation, it's not that hard. Never forget, I was getting into business, and my friend Andrew is a stockbroker. And I said, damn, Andrew, I said, learn all these annuities and all that stuff there. You got Joe. Andrew, it's so much to learn, so many moving parts. He says, Joe, calm down. He says, the more you know, the more you tell. The more you tell, the less you sell. You hear that? I said, Joe, tell him. Safety of principle, peace of mind, your interest makes interest, your money is deferred until you get to an older age. Okay? It's not volatile, you don't lose no money, your income grows slowly, but yet you got peace of mind that your money's going to be there. I says, all I got to say? He says, yeah. He says, now, if you got somebody that's a certain age, you got to learn what product. Do they want something that back in the day, they didn't have index annuities. They didn't have that. They had just regular straight annuities, fixed income annuities, and they had the immediate annuities. That's all they had back in the day. I started saying, man, it's really not that hard. And I was petrified to talk about it. I thought they were going to ask me some question. Are you happy with the money you have in your savings? You have a CD. Is your money locked up? Are you allowed to pull money out without a penalty? Most annuities you can pull out 10% per year, penalty free. So I started talking about it. I started talking about it slowly, reluctantly, slowly, because I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I know they're going to ask me some question. I thought I was being put in front of a doggone firing squad if they asked me a question. So I started just talking about it. I broke the ice. I said, are you happy with the money you have in your savings? Let me ask you where you have your money at. You got any CDs? How long are they locked up for? The one I've got is locked up for 3 years. What if you have an emergency? Well, I got to break it and pay a penalty. I said, okay. I said, well, have you ever thought about another form of a savings account? Well, are there any? I said, sure. There's another one out there that a lot of my clients like using. It's called an annuity. Premiums are matter of fact, you just get safety of premium, safety of principal. Your money grows within the account. You make interest on your interest. It's just one of the newest and hottest things out there right now. You can lock it up for 3, 5, 7 years. If you need 10% per year, you can pull it out. So it's very simple. That's all I said. And the person says, well, can you give me some more information? Man, my heart stopped ticking. What do you mean some more information? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just doing what my friend Andrew said. And I'm saying, oh my God, so I'm over there. I break into a sweat and I go, damn, what do I do? So you know something? I said, what I'm going to do is let me get some information on you. I don't know what else to do. Let me get some information on you and let me design something that I feel will be adequate. Instead of me just telling you about all the different programs out there, they said, okay, I got his name, his age, his date of birth, what he wanted to do with the money, approximately how much money he wanted to mess with, how much money he had here and there. And believe it or not, people are just telling me all of this stuff. They're just regurgitating all their private stuff. So I took a step back and I said, you know something? They like me. They trust me. We got off on the right foot. So I went back, talked to Andrew, talked to the lady that I was running all my stuff back in. I'll go back 21 years ago this happened, okay? Talked to her. I said, Leslie, what do I do? I said, I'm lost. She said, Joe, you got to get my husband, Wayne. Wayne, what do I do? What do I do? He said, Joe, come on, sit down. Sat in the office. He put me through a crash course on annuities. I think it was a $50,000 or $60,000 annuity. I went back, don't know all the particulars, but I sold it, okay? Put this right here. The people bought it from me. I didn't sell it. They got it. They wanted it. I walked out, guys. I thought I was walking on clouds. I thought I was all that in a bag of chips. And what that did was that gave me the confidence that I can do it. So with that said, learn different products. Learn some annuities. Learn hospital indemnity plans. Learn accidental. Learn mortgage protection. So when you're there, at least you've got something else to talk about. And that is what the definition of cross-selling is. different things to speak about when you're with one person to actually go over many different areas. So with that said, guys, love you, appreciate you, drive safe, have a great weekend, hit them hard. You got any questions, call me. If you need any cares, get with Jay or Heather. We'll be happy to sign you up. Want any more information about the LEAD program, call us. We'll set you up. Make it a great day, guys. Be safe. Bye-bye.